March 23rd, a day prior to the execution, Bhagat's advocate came to see him. He had brought a book Bhagat had requested, State and Revolution by Vladimir Lenin. Bhagat in return handed him a few bundles of his writing to be surreptitiously smuggled out of jail. Afterwards, he asked Bhoga, a Dalit worker who cleaned their toilets, to do him the honor of cooking his last meal for him. The jail warden paid a visit to Bhagat's prison cell. The execution, which had been scheduled for next morning, was going to take place 12 hours early. The jailer said, "Bhagat, it's time." Bhagat replied, "Give me a minute. I'm just about to finish this chapter." In anticipation of the execution, protesters had begun to gather outside the central jail. The Punjab administration had deployed a large police force to counter any disturbances. Inqilab Zindabad! Bhagat, Sukhdev, and Rajguru began their last walk down the jail corridor in the last rays of the setting sun. Hearing them, other prisoners joined in, and the jail corridors began to ring with the same rallying cry. The collective roar of Inqilab Zindabad became so loud that it alerted the protesters gathered outside. The shouts were also heard by residents of homes nearby. The jail warden said, "Here, you can wear this." Bhagat Singh replied, "What is this?" He was handed a head covering, and the jail warden said, "This is for your convenience." Bhagat tossed it back at the jail warden and said, "You see, we have nothing to hide." They embraced each other for the last time. After the hanging, the authorities continued with their paranoid behavior. The bodies were chopped up and put in sacks. In order to avoid detection by a handful of protesters outside the jail, a back wall of the compound was broken down. The bodies were then taken in a vehicle to the banks of the Satluj to be cremated.